Ready. Play.
Hi, I'm here for a fairly spontaneous video just to give some thoughts ahead of what I believe is day 9, although I must say I'm getting confused between all these days at the Australian Open. What I will say is, though, it is round 4, and so we are now officially into the second week, and the matches today include Azarenka against Yastremska, Borges against Medvedev, and many more, but I won't specify them all now because I'm going to give you some predictions for these matches ahead. I didn't do one on the eve of the tournament, so Nostradamus was sleeping on the eve of the tournament, let's say, and therefore was unable to give you that unbelievable pattern of results that tend to come to fruition, more or less. Last year, of course, I did get the men's final right by saying Tsitsipas and Djokovic would make it with Djokovic winning. I also tipped Sabalenka to win the title, and hey, presto, a couple of weeks later, she did. So pay attention to these round 4 predictions. They're coming up. Azarenka Yastremska. For me, this falls into the category, like a couple of other matches today, where an underdog or a qualifier who has exceeded expectations is finally going to meet their match and run into one hurdle too many. And that applies here. So you can probably guess where I'm going with this. Although I do see Yastremska taking a set, but ultimately with Azarenka prevailing and maybe going all the way to the final. Let's see. Noskova against Svitolina, similar category. Noskova, underdog. Svitolina, fancied, if you like, and may well also get to the final. In fact, many people, Svitolina, Azarenka, let me know in the comment section below where you fall between those two. Arguably the two favorites, or certainly most experienced and fancied players to get to the final. Of course, Azarenka is a Grand Slam winner. Svitolina yet to win a Slam. Is this going to be her year? Well, I do expect her to make the quarterfinals and set up that eagerly anticipated clashes that would be with Azarenka. Again, I'll go 3 sets. Let's go for Noskova to take a set. Borges, Medvedev, also similar category. I see Medvedev just being too good. Borges' incredible run, an incredible result in the previous round, knocking out the informed Grigor Dimitrov. Wonderful. But here it comes to an end. And I'll go straight sets. That's the conviction I have for the 2021 and 2022 Australian Open finalist, Daniil Medvedev. Of course, he's yet to win the title here down under. How far can he go? Can he go on and win the title? Discuss. Zverev, Norrie, for me, Zverev straight sets. Norrie beating Ruud in the previous round in 4 sets. Yeah, kind of impressive, but for the number 19 seed, I just think that this is a step up, and it's going to be a step up too far. So I'll have the German prevailing there. Hurkacz, Cazaux, similar. I think Hurkacz is actually, some of his assignments have been far tougher early on in the tournament, and actually kind of impressive that he's got this far, given how tricky I think his draw has been. But today, it's going to get a little bit easier against the guy who upset Rune in the previous round, and I expect Hurkacz to prevail pretty comfortably, again, in straight sets. Paolini, Kalinskaya, maybe the easiest one for me to predict. I know Damien feels the same way as well. And as a result, I am going with Kalinskaya to win that one against Paolini. I'll go in 3 sets. I think they're quite evenly matched, but I saw Kalinskaya play on the eve of the tournament. And I thought, wow, that's impressive. She was very impressive. Pre-Australian Open. I think she beat Krejcikova. May have to edit this out if I got that one wrong. In Adelaide. Again, I'll edit this if I get that one wrong. And I thought, wow, here we go. Kalinskaya's looking good. And she's continued that form into the Australian Open. Paolini, friend of the show, perhaps. But Paolini is somebody who is has some limits, I fear. And I hope, I would love it if Jasmine was shoving my words down my throat like a bowl of pasta. Sadly, though, I do think those limits will get exposed. I mean, they might not get exposed today. She may well win this match, but I do think sooner rather than later, the Italian is exiting the tournament, and I'm going to predict it to be today, albeit in 3 sets. Zheng, Dodin, comfortable win for Zheng for me, straight sets for her. To be honest with you, when I was mentioning Azarenka and Svitolina in that might get to the final discussion, Zheng was also in my mind. For me, it's kind of between those 3. Maybe some other people out there might fancy Kalinskaya or another player, but for me, it's those 3. But we'll see. But for me, she's winning that one in straight sets over the French woman. Finally, Kecmanovic, Alcaraz. Do we remember that incredible match that they had in Miami a couple of years ago? Wow. If they could show half of the drama and excitement and quality more than anything else from that particular day, we are in for a treat. Slight difference in styles. I like Kecmanovic, and I like him on a hard court and clay. And I have to say that maybe I'm a bit biased because I think I saw his 2 peaks in 2023 coming in Estoril making the final, and then obviously beating Jack Draper and playing really well at the Davis Cup. And maybe I'm being deceived by Kecmanovic and his level and some of the spectacular shots that he was able to produce across those 2 events. And I see him taking a set against Alcaraz, maybe even the first one. But ultimately, I see Carlitos prevailing in 4 sets. Let me know what you think about my predictions in the comments below.